watching the It's Her Time podcast with Cody and Jess. Welcome back to the It's Her Time podcast. My name is Cody Sanders, and I'm a holistic health practitioner and functional nutritionist. And on this show, we love to talk about all things that help influence women's health and happiness. And today we are going to be talking about the 24-hour cycle versus the monthly cycle, also known as the 28-day cycle. Now, some weeks you're on and you're crushing it at work and you're killing it in the gym and you have energy after work to meet up with your friends or to engage in the leisure activities that you love. But other weeks, not so much. You have to drag yourself out of bed and you feel like you're just a big phony at work. And during workouts and after work, you crash on the sofa and you stare at the ceiling. If that describes you, you're probably and rightfully frustrated by these swings in mood, productivity, and energy. And being the wickedly intelligent woman that you are, you've probably set out to try to fix them. Maybe you've tried to journal or do a to-do list app. Maybe you bought an inspiring day planner hoping that the beautiful pages would zap you into action. Maybe you read one of the million books out there on time management or productivity secrets, but none of these things have worked or will work in the future. Why? Well, the reason is because traditional time management strategies don't work for women. These external solutions force us to follow the 24-hour circadian cycle, and they ignore a woman's natural 28-day hormonal clock. We've been taught to plan our lives on the 24-hour circadian schedule, which works well for men, but not for women. With most time management systems, we're expected to make to-do lists, check things off as the day goes by, and then wake up the next day and repeat. Every day, every 24 hours, the same thing. But when women are forced to function as if their natural 28-day hormone clock doesn't exist, we miss out on the superpower granted to us by our hormones. This is going to be so much fun to talk about. But before we go into this conversation, let's go over to a Mixers Girls Say. All right, so for today's Mixers Girls Say, I've invited Savannah. Savannah is one of our Mixers Girls that works here at Mixers, and she is amazing. Savannah, say hi to the audience. Tell everybody what you do here at Mixers.
I'm Savannah, and I do customer experience here at Mixers.
And that's a big one because most of you are customers. And so if you're ever writing in, you're asking questions or anything like that, you can know that you're being taken care of by Savannah and her team. And you're in great hands because Savannah and her team are absolutely amazing women. So for today's Mixers Girls Say, we thought it would be really fun since we're getting close to Halloween to play a little game and maybe get to know Savannah a little bit better. So she's so sweet. She was willing to come in and do this. And so I'm going to ask you some fun questions. It's would you rather? We've all played that game before, right? Have you played this game?
I have.
Okay.
This is going to get interesting.
It could.
We love would you rathers.
I can't wait. These are Halloween edition. Okay. Okay. Would you, and you guys can think about this too. And I'd love it if you gave us your answers maybe on our Mixers Girls community page. Okay. Would you rather be haunted by a ghost or be a ghost? I think this is an easy question, but I want to hear what you have to say.
Is it easy?
I think so.
I think it's easy too,
Okay.
actually.
All right.
I would rather be a ghost.
Yeah.
Because how fun is it to scare people?
Yeah.
I've been doing scare wars with my roommates for years, and they walk around the house scared, actually.
Yeah, you're good at it?
Yes, for sure.
What do you do? What's the best way you've scared your roommates?
The strategy is knowing their schedule and showing up when that's totally unexpected. But my old roommate got me pretty good. She was waiting for me in my closet one night and just opens it up. It was terrifying.
I would hate living with you. So... because I don't like being scared, but I'm a wimp when it comes to being scared. So it's actually fun for people to scare me because I absolutely give them what they're looking for, but I hate it so much. So yeah, I would rather be a ghost too, other than the fact that the downside is that I would be dead in order to be a ghost. But okay.
That is a bummer.
That is a little bit of a bummer. Okay. Would you, oh no, that's a terrible question. Okay, we're going to move on. All right. Would you rather spend an entire night in a coffin underground or spend a night in a haunted hotel?
Definitely not the coffin.
Yeah,
that sounds terrifying. Oh my heavens.
I would die if I had to even spend one night in the coffin.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Just thinking about the anxiety of not getting out. I don't think I could do it. not for a night.
No, I don't even after I die ever want to spend one single night in a coffin, just saying. So, okay. Would you rather walk through a graveyard at midnight or spend a night in a spooky, abandoned old house?
The graveyard sounds easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, a whole night in a spooky, abandoned house. That's a lot of time. A lot of time to be scared.
That is. And there's all the creeks and all the things. I actually like graveyards. I think they're fun to go to. I like looking at like how old, the dates are on the on the gravestones and all of that. And sometimes they feel a little sacred to me. So I don't necessarily always think of them as something scary, but I'd be curious to know what you girls think. Which is worse? Haunted house, graveyard. Okay. Are you ready for one more? Or you want lots more probably, huh? Oh, some of these are not very nice. Okay. This is just a nice one. Here we go. Would you rather dunk for apples or carve a jack-o'-lantern?
Well, let's start with the jack-o'-lanterns. It's kind of difficult. It can be kind of hard to do that. I'd much rather paint a pumpkin. If you've never done that, it's very fun. So maybe the apples.
Yeah. Because then you get like a treat afterwards. When you get a cute jack-o'-lantern, but it's just gross. I don't like the guts and it is really hard to do. So, but for those of you that are so talented, I'm way impressed for all of the many like amazing jack-o'-lanterns that I've been seeing on Instagram and everything. There's a lot of talented people out there. So, all right. Well, was that fun?
So fun.
So fun. I hope you guys had fun too. All right, let's get into the episode.
Mixers is a company made for women by women. Each of our products have been carefully and lovingly crafted to support you in all stages of your life, providing you with the optimal health you deserve. Each ingredient we handpick is 100% all natural, backed by science, and chosen specifically to better your life physically, mentally, and hormonally. Each product empowers your body to take charge of its monthly hormonal shift and flows, empowering you to live life to the fullest. Let Mixers take care of your needs from sunup to sundown, and you take care of the rest. Check us out at mixers.com, MIXHERS.
All right, let's get into it. Now, we have different strengths during each of the 4 phases of our 28-day hormone cycle. And when we align our activities with our strengths during each phase, instead of keeping the rhythm of our lives the same day in and day out, we can accomplish more with less stress. When we understand and sync our lives with our hormone cycle, all of a sudden, and with very little effort, we have plenty of time to do all that we want and need to do. We have more spaciousness in getting things done. Now, you might be thinking, wow, that sounds great. Far-fetched and totally made up, but great. But this isn't a theoretical idea at all. There's research, girls, that shows that our hormone cycles have a direct influence on our mood, our energy, creativity, and even our worldview. So when we plan on activities in accordance with our natural flow of our hormones, we can be top-performing, high-achieving women with energy left over at the end of the day. No to-do list app necessary. So as women, our cyclical nature means we can and should work differently and plan our food and exercise differently, depending on which abilities are amplified by our hormones during each phase of our cycle. When we start to get familiar with our different strengths during each phase, well, then we become more predictable powerhouses at work and in life instead of believing that we're victims to our hormonal fluctuations. So how can we step into our power? Well, we're going to learn how to time manage as women. So the first step is to sync our diet and our exercise with each phase of our cycle. Research shows that our body has different micronutrient needs each week, and that hormonally speaking, you are better equipped to handle intense workouts during the first half of our cycle. When our system gets the nourishment and movement it needs when it needs it, we feel energized, creative, and naturally just more productive. Now, the second step, it's important that we respect our feminine energy. Now, when I say feminine energy, I'm not talking about how you dress or how you behave. What I'm talking about is connecting with our unique cyclical nature as a woman and recognizing the natural shifts in energy and focus that come along with each part of our cycle. These natural shifts are not vulnerabilities. When we learn how to use them in a way that benefits us, they become our strengths. So harnessing the power of these shifts is the secret to achieving personal, professional, and even your romantic goals. There is a timing and seasonality to your life. And when you use that knowledge to take advantage, it allows for greater creativity and productivity without greater stress. So through cycle phasing, you can accomplish more of what really matters with ease and grace and with less stress. Cycle phasing isn't a mysterious or made up thing. It's a practice that starts with understanding the delicate and often sometimes off kilter balance between estrogen and progesterone and how these hormones shift during the month. After that, it's about structuring your life around the ebbs and flows of those hormones. It's actually quite simple. And in practice, cycle phasing is a totally doable and intuitive way to live. So let's go into step number 3. The third step is when things really get exciting. This is when you start to embody cycle phasing by learning about the 4 phases of your cycle and aligning your activities with your strengths in each phase. This is the magic that will help you do more of what actually matters to you without burning out. So let's go over the 4 phases of our monthly menstrual cycle and understand what's happening during each phase and what we can do to tap into our hormonal flow. All right, so the first phase we're going to talk about is our follicular phase. So this happens during the week after your period ends. Now, what's happening during this time is that estrogen is on the rise, as well as testosterone and LH and FSH. So what do we need to do during this time? Well, this is the time to set your intentions for the future. Clarify your vision and spend some time maybe journaling or some other way of recording your feelings and thoughts. And then organize what you want to accomplish in the coming weeks. The next phase we're going to talk about is the ovulation phase. This happens mid-cycle. It only lasts for about 3 to 5 days. So what's happening hormonally during this time? Well, estrogen and testosterone is at its highest point. So guess what? You are most likely feeling amazing. So what do you want to do during this phase? Well, talk about your vision, collaborate with other like-minded folks, schedule meetings, connect with others, embrace your desire to be social during this phase. This is when you're going to thrive doing those things. Now, the luteal phase, or also known as the premenstrual phase, is about 10 to 12 days before your period begins. Now, what's happening during this is that progesterone is at its highest point at the beginning of this phase, and then it gradually drops alongside estrogen if we don't become pregnant that month. So what do we want to do during this time of the month? This is your do time. I call it the nesting phase. You are at your most organized during this phase, and you love getting granular about the details and I think you should make this phase all about accomplishing the activities and goals that you outlined during your follicular phase. Now, the last phase I want to talk about is the menstrual phase. The days that you are in your menstrual phase is when you are actually having a bleed, okay? This is your period. Now, what's happening hormonally? All of your hormones are at a low point. So what to do? Slow down, reflect on what's happened over the last month, and practice gratitude for the good things that have occurred and all you've accomplished. Think back on any areas of your life that feel less than optimal or that need more attention, and use them as a starting point for setting intentions during your next follicular phase. Now let's go into how we can optimize our 24-hour cycle, our circadian rhythm, our wake-sleep cycle. Because of course, we still have a 24-hour cycle that can very much be affected by our monthly cycle, and it can affect our monthly cycle and, vice versa. It's just that each 24-hour cycle for us girls is going to look differently for us hormonally. It won't be the same thing day in and day out like it can be for men. So it's not the most important cycle to plan your life around. But getting good restorative sleep and feeling energetic and able to move our bodies in a healthy way each and every day is absolutely necessary to feel our best all month long. So I first want to start with some interesting facts. Okay. Did you know that people sleep 20% less than they did 100 years ago? Crazy. Women are also 2 times more likely to experience insomnia than men are. And there are approximately 10 million people in the US who are using prescription sleep aids just to get a good night's sleep every single night. Sleep problems are radically undiagnosed and undertreated in healthcare. And getting quality, deep restorative sleep is actually the key to healing our adrenals, our nervous system, and our immune system, as well as keeping our hormones balanced. Sleep promotes so many beneficial things: skin health, athletic performance, insulin regulation, and of course, hormone balance, just to name a few. Now, you may think that you sleep well, but if you wake up several times a night and then you remember that you woke up several times a night, then that is a sign that you're never fully getting enough REM or deep sleep. So if you're unable to fall asleep or you wake up too early, especially if you wake up feeling like your heart's pounding, or maybe you're just still feeling so tired, like you could go back to bed, but your mind and your body won't let you go back to sleep, you know what all of this is. It's actually what's known as a circadian rhythm problem. So like I just mentioned, the circadian rhythm is also called our sleep-wake cycle. It's our body's internal clock that sets the tone for sleepiness and wakefulness over a 24-hour period of time. And it's very connected to our nervous system and adrenal and hormone health. So believe it or not, whether you are an early bird or a night owl, it is determined by your circadian rhythm. And if you are a night owl, then that's a telltale sign that your circadian rhythm is off. Now, if I could go back and tell my teenage self to sleep more, believe me, I would. How many of us have skipped sleep thinking it's a frivolous thing or that we know better than our body does, right? Because we are so much smarter than those basic physiological needs. Most of us are absolutely guilty, me included, of ditching out on much needed sleep. There's work, there's stress, and even bad sleep hygiene that can lead to late nights and early mornings with not a lot of rest in between. And you know what that means for us girls? It means that we're pushing pro-aging cortisol, suppressing anti-aging melatonin, and a world of regret. Sleep disorders inhibit our daily function and have detrimental effects on our health and our longevity, including increasing our risk of hypertension, diabetes, obesity, depression, and heart disease. If you're chronically fatigued and have trouble getting or staying asleep, you may want to talk to your doctor about possible sleep dysfunction. Now, I know that if this is you, then you're tired now and you just want some solutions to give you some ways to catch up on some seriously needed Z's and get your beauty rest and your energy bump back up. Not to mention serious cell repair of more than 300 cells throughout the body and the brain. Sleep is so important. So let's talk about how we can optimize sleep hygiene. It's important to sleep in a cool and quiet room that is completely dark to encourage a good night's sleep. I also encourage you to put away all screens at night 2 hours before bedtime, and then start to dim the lights in your house as soon as the sun sets. Also, it's important to support your blood sugar. Now, regular balanced meals with plenty of protein and healthy fats will help to balance blood sugar. So ditch the sugar, soda, and excess processed carbohydrates for high quality animal proteins and legumes. It's really important to learn what types of foods kind of spike that blood sugar and think about the foods that are going to help to regulate the blood sugar better now. All right, mindfulness and meditation improves sleep quality, and a growing body of evidence shows that mindfulness is a preferred intervention for chronic insomnia. The other thing that maybe you didn't think about is movement. Regular and acute bouts of exercise have positive effects on sleep quality and quantity. Now let's talk about supplements, because there are supplements out there that can definitely help support you in getting good sleep. Now we're going to talk about melatonin, okay, and talk about the benefits. First of all, it's known to help relieve insomnia, and it helps to boost our immune system as well as soothe our nervous system. The next ingredient that I love is ashwagandha. It is a stress buster. What it does is it helps to minimize the secretion of cortisol, and it actually minimizes menopausal related symptoms. It works on our endocrine system, and it helps to regulate the secretion of our sex hormones. It also can help relieve us from mental stress, and it can really help to improve our moods. When we use ashwagandha regularly, it can protect us against many age-related memory problems like Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease. It helps to even minimize hair loss. It helps to improve our digestion, and it helps to prevent melanin loss. And this is what causes us to start graying a little bit premature. It's also known to treat dandruff and other scalp problems, and it helps to regulate the thyroid and adrenal glands. It helps to balance It helps to maintain the balance of our reproductive hormones and helps with female infertility. It's also naturally absolutely rich in iron. Now, I want to talk about chamomile. The benefits of chamomile is that it can help to actually reduce menstrual pain. It helps to lower our blood sugar levels. It helps to reduce inflammation and puffiness. It helps with sleep and relaxation, and it helps to reduce anxiety. It also helps to do things like treat skin irritations, inflammation, and things like acne, eczema, and other types of rashes. Now, epigenin is a bioflavonoid that appears to reduce anxiety, affect the immune health, and modulate hormones. And it is found in chamomile tea and a variety of other vegetables and herbs. And it is in her nightly. Another important mineral to make sure that you are taking, and it is found in our her multi, is magnesium. Magnesium is a calming mineral that can be used in the evenings to help nourish the nervous system and the adrenal glands to help ease anxiety, fear, nervousness, restlessness, and irritability. I recommend starting with about 200 milligrams at bedtime if you're taking it individually, or you don't have to even think about it if you're taking her multi. L-theanine is another ingredient that I love. It is an amino acid, and it can help to facilitate positive changes in brain chemistry. It can help to promote alpha brain waves and reduce beta waves, resulting in reduced feelings of stress, anxiety, irritability, and anxiousness. All right, let's dig a little bit deeper now. If you are really struggling, you need to get help. I am going to encourage you to meet with a qualified practitioner and engage in talk therapy, nutrition, or even life coaching. And even taking a good friend to lunch can really help to ease anxiety around sleep disturbance. Working with a qualified health practitioner can help balance blood sugar, hormones, and address any underlying conditions that can get in your way of keeping you from getting the best sleep and helping you to get to a place where you can just relax. Joining a yoga studio or hiring a personal trainer can help with accountability and ease stress, which tends to exacerbate insomnia and other sleep disturbances. Now, bottom line, I hope you ladies understand that as women, we are cyclical beings. And if we are dealing with hormone imbalance and experiencing many of the unpleasant symptoms like anxiety, insomnia, and maybe stubborn weight, exhaustion, getting sick easily, and so much more, it's most likely our body's pleading with us to say, to hell with the hustle, let's flow. We can honor our unique flow by embracing not only our 24-hour cycle, but also our 28-day cycle. Now, if you found this episode helpful, we would appreciate it if you share it with the girls in your life, because sharing is caring after all. I've had so much fun in this episode, and I hope you've had fun today too. If so, let's do it again next week. Every Tuesday, we release a new episode. So be sure to like and subscribe to this show so that you never miss an episode. Until next week, I hope you have a very happy and healthy week. Bye.